So let me start this off by apologizing a little bit about some things that you see in the test review. Um, the test review, I could have planned this a little bit better, but the test review actually and the test itself covers section 1.4 as well. So that would make a whole lot more sense for me to put section 1.4 before the test. But I have 1.4 being due the same week as the test. So basically what I'm getting at, it's going to be a lot better for you if you go ahead and do 1.4 as you're working on the test review, and that way all you'll have to do next week is just the test. Anyway, so starting on question number 29, we are doing something from 1.4 and 29, and in order to find the equation for the tangent line to the graph of the given function, well, first of all, if you're finding the equation of a line, the equation of a line is y minus y sub 1 times m equals m times x minus x sub 1. This is called the point slope formula, and this is what we use to find the equation of a line. Point slope formula. And if you'll notice in the point slope formula, you have a y value, you have an x value, and you have a slope. Well, so far this is what I got, right? I have y minus the y value of 8 equals, I don't know what that is, x minus the x value of 2. So what I'm really needing is m. So what you need to know is that the slope of the tangent line at C is given by, and these terms just aren't really pretty, f prime of C. Basically that means find the derivative and plug C in for your x value. But okay, people, what is a derivative? Well, we're going to learn a much easier way to find a derivative, but the way we're finding derivatives right now is by this formula. F prime of x equals the limit as h approaches 0 of the difference quotient, which is f of x plus h minus f of x all divided by h. Whoa. Okay, take a second now. We got to know all this just so we can plug this one value into the point slope formula. See, the point slope formula, that's from algebra, people. We're having to do a whole lot of calculus just to finish this one thing from algebra, okay? So we're going to plug, we're going to take f of x in, we're going to take f of x, put it in the difference quotient, find the limit as h approaches 0, and that's going to be our derivative. Okay, so let's watch. First of all, to plug this in, I need an f of x plus h, I need f of x, and h is h, okay? Well, let's find those values before I start plugging them in. F of x is over here, okay? F of x is x cubed. So f of something is something cubed, f of something is something cubed. Well, it's want us to find f of x plus h. So f of x plus h is x plus h cubed. But this isn't simplified. I need to multiply this all out. X plus h cubed is, x plus 3. What a dummy. I put a 3 right there. I'm sorry. This is x plus h, not x plus 3. I wrote 3 down there because it was cubed, but this is an h. So x plus h cubed is x plus h times x plus h times x plus h. Well, x plus h squared right here, you FOIL that out. You're saying x times x times h times x, h times h is x squared plus xh plus xh plus h squared, which is x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Okay, what I just FOILed out, I just multiplied these first two. Okay, this is x plus h times x plus h, which is x plus h squared. But now I need to multiply that by x plus h one more time in order to get what x plus h cubed is. So follow along with me. Okay, x times x squared is x cubed. X times 2xh is 2x squared h. X times h squared is xh squared. Okay, now I need to distribute the h to everything because I've already distributed the x to everything. So let's distribute the h to everything. Okay, h times x is h times x squared is x squared h. Okay, now h times 2xh is 2xh squared. Notice I'm stacking the like terms on top of each other. That's not necessary. That's my style. H times h squared is h cubed. Okay, so now let's add the like terms together. X cubed plus 3x squared h plus 3xh squared plus h cubed. Okay, friends, what I just did right here, all of that is equal to f of x plus h. That's what that is. So now, let me go back to writing in black. I need to find the slope at the tangent line, which is equal to f prime of c, or f prime of x, which is equal to, so f prime of x is a derivative, and we're going to find the derivative longhand by saying the limit as h approaches 0 of the difference quotient, which is f of x plus h minus f of x all divided by h. Okay, and I forgot the 0. The limit as h approaches 0, f of x is x cubed plus 3x squared h plus 3xh squared plus h cubed. That's f of x minus, that's f of x plus h minus and look at that multicolored stuff. Let me get back to a regular looking pen. Minus f of x, which is just x cubed. Okay, let me finish this out with multicolored stuff. Okay, all divided by h. And remember, I always forget to put what h is approaching. H is approaching 0. Okay, so let me kind of highlight some things for you. Golly, let me find my pen. Okay, f of x plus h, f of x plus h, right? This minus right here is f of x. Okay, and f of x came from the original. And then the h down here, I mean, golly, y'all, h is just h. Okay, we don't ever have to think about that. Okay, so now let's simplify this limit. Okay, this x cubed and this minus x cubed cancel, and I'm left with 3x squared h plus 3xh squared plus h cubed all over h. Okay, now look, I want you to think of this as h being over each of these different parts of this trinomial right here. What happens is this h cancels with this one, and I'm left with 3x squared. Okay, and this h in the bottom cancels out one of these two h's up here. So here I'm left with 3xh. Okay, and this h in the bottom cancels one of these 3 up here, and I'm left with h squared. So now I'm ready to evaluate my limit and using direct substitution. The limit is equal to 3x squared. Okay, and that's weird, all of that work just to get this. But see, if you plug this 0 in right here for h, and then right here for h, okay, well 3 times x times 0 is 0, and then 0 squared is 0, so 3x squared plus 0 is just 3x squared. This is f prime of x. This is the derivative. Okay, right there, that's it. Now, is that the slope? Good question. F prime of x, the derivative. We use the derivative to get the slope. Let me see what I wrote up here. The slope of the tangent line at C is given by f prime of C. So C in this case is x, but if you'll look back at our problem, x is 2. So the slope of the tangent line is given to us by f prime of 2. So I am going to use the derivative and plug 2 into the derivative, and for x and the derivative, and that's going to be the slope of my tangent line. So 3 times 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 is my slope. Wow. Wow. All of that work. So now let's go back to that point slope formula. Y minus y sub 1, the y value is 8, equals 12 times x minus 2. 12x minus 24 equals y minus 8. Add 8 to both sides. Y equals 12x minus 16. Let's go and type that in. And there we go.